Let's go inside the scripts folder, and in the scripts folder let's create a new script by the name of timer. Then click on the player canvas and add the script right there. Let's open this up, and in here what we will see that if the timer is on, okay, if the timer is going down, okay, for 5 4 3 2 1, then we want all of the vehicles and the player vehicles to be stopped. Okay, we don't want to move that vehicles. So for doing that, right here at the top, let's add a header by the name of timer. And first of all, we will create a public float by the name of countdown timer, and this will be equals to 5f. Okay, and after this we will create another header, and this will be things to stop. And what we want to stop, we want to stop the opponent car and the player car as well. So we will add a reference to the player car first of all. So we'll say public player car controller. Okay, this is basically the script, and this will be equals to player car controller, but this time let's be small. For now we just only have one player car, so we will add a reference to that. And as you know, we have 5 different opponent cars, so let's add a reference to them. Let me actually copy that, paste it down this, paste it there. Okay, and then the first one is opponent car, so we need a reference to that. Then we will create 1 2 3 4 4 references more. Let's name this as 1 2 3 4. And also we need a reference to our text. Okay, the countdown text. Now right here at the end, let's create a new narrator function by the name of timer. And in here what we want to say, we will add a while loop, and in the while loop we will say that if the countdown timer is greater than 0, okay, then what we want to do, if it is greater than 0, then the countdown text dot text will be equals to the countdown timer. Okay, and let's convert that to string. After this we want to wait for some seconds, so we will say yield return new, wait for seconds, and we want to wait for 1 second. Okay, and after that we want to decrease the countdown timer minus minus. Okay, so what this will do, this will first check if the countdown text is greater than 0. So yes, it is 5, it is greater than 0, so then it will show that in the text. Okay, it will show 5. Actually change this to countdown timer, okay, not countdown text. So the countdown timer is set to 5, so it is greater than 0. Then it will show 5 right there. After that it will wait for 1 second, and then it will decrease it, so it will be decreased to 4. Now the countdown timer is 4, so it will show 4 in the text. Then it will wait for 1 second and it will decrease it again, then it is 3, and in the same way it will be just decrease. And when it becomes equals to 0, then what we want to do, when it becomes equals to 0, then this means that this while loop will not work, because then 0 is simply equals to 0. Okay, so if that happens, then we will change the countdown text dot text to go. We will show this text go, and again we will wait for some 1 second. Okay, so we'll say yield return new, wait for seconds, we want to wait for 1 second, and after that we want to just remove the countdown timer text. Okay, so we will say countdown text dot game object dot set active, and we will set that to false, and that's it. Now right here in the start function, let's call this enumerator, and as you know, we call the enumerator function as like this. We first type start coroutine, and in here we call the function name, which is timer, and that's it. And now in the update, what we want to check, okay, as you know, update is called once per frame, or you can say every 1 second. So every second we want to check that if the countdown timer is greater than 1, then we want to make the player car and the opponent car stop. Okay, so in order to do that, we will simply say player car controller dot acceleration force will equals to 0f. Okay, now the player car will not move, and let's do the same for the other one. So we'll say opponent car dot moving speed, and the moving speed will be equals to 0f. Let me show it to you. Here is the moving speed. Okay, let's do the same for the other opponent car as well. Set their moving speed to 0, opponent car 2 moving speed 0, opponent car 3 moving speed 0, and then the last one opponent car 4 dot moving speed 0. Okay, and then what we want to say, if the countdown timer is equals to 0, okay, if it is equals to 0, then we will just simply now copy this, paste it in there, and let me check the player speed right here. Okay, the acceleration force will be 300f, so let's set it to 300f again, and let's do for the cars as well. Okay, it shows that error. We will fix that. Let's leave it. Let's check the speeds. Okay, the first one is 12, 13, 14, 9. So 12, 13, 14, 9, and then 8. That's it. And change this to IE. Make sure the E is capital. And also we are dealing with the UI. So right here at the top, you will need to add using Unity engine.ui. Let me check the script again. Guys, let's change this to time count. Okay, because timer is the default keyword in C#. So change this to time count, and then right here make this as time count as well. And as you will see, this error will be then gone as well. Okay, now let's click on the player canvas. Right here we need to provide the player car right there, and then all of the opponent cars. So opponent car, and then opponent car 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. Okay, and then we need to provide the countdown text. So here is the text, okay, which is this time. So after doing all of that, let's save it, and let's actually play the game, and you will notice it now. As you can see, it shows 4, 3, 2, 1, go. As you can see now, we can also move, and the cars are also moving, as you can see. Okay, so in this way you can add a timer to your game or any game if you are creating. Okay, let me show it to you again. that if we try to accelerate, as you can see, our car and the opponent car doesn't move as well, and when it shows go, then they can simply go, as you can see. So with this done, catch you guys in the next one.